everyone. I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. There's actually like a storm, like a rainstorm brewing outside, so that's why my windows and doors are rattling. The perks of living in a tropical country. Anyways, the reason I wanted to do this video today is I kind of mentioned this last time as well, that I had COVID recently, the second time that I've had it, I think. I don't know if I wasn't sure about the first time because I never got tested. I just quarantined. And so this time around I actually did get tested right before my flight, and so I had to skip my flight and go into 10-day isolation. And it was kind of funny because I was in Thailand visiting friends and doing some work that I need to do there. Just a quick trip. It was supposed to be like an 8 to 10 day trip, and then I booked my ticket back home, did the PCR test because I had to do one to leave the country, to get back to Indonesia. And I got a positive COVID test, and I was feeling fine at that point in time. I did get sick a day later or something, or started getting sick a day later. And so I'm in this country by myself, which is fine. I'm always in a country by myself. But I am in the hotel room and I can't leave. And obviously I'm doing Grab deliveries when I was hungry, which I wasn't that often. And I had a lot of time to think because I couldn't work. I was sick. Like I was actually, had a really high fever. I was on my own. I didn't want to call any of my friends because I didn't want them to get sick because of me. And so I kind of just stayed on my own and just watched Netflix, watched YouTube, and whenever I could, and just slept a lot, drank a lot of water, ate a little bit of food. And as I said, I had a lot of time to think, and I would just sit there and I would just think about death a lot. Probably not what you want to think about when you're deathly sick, but it was kind of interesting to me because I realized that if I died in this moment in time, when I was in the hotel room, even though my parents and my family knew that I was sick and they knew which hotel I was in, it would be a while before anyone would find me because really there's no one who comes to clean, and even if they did, it would be a while before they would really bang on the door and come inside to check up on me. And so if I did die and no one noticed, what would happen? And I constantly started thinking about this, not in a dire way or in a sad way, just as a casual theoretical kind of thing. I was like, okay, so if I did die, what would have to happen? All of my stuff here, maybe they'll just get rid of it. And what about my stuff in Indonesia? And then what about my body? And, how would my parents deal with it? And what would my funeral look like? And would they ship my body back, or would they just bury me here somewhere or cremate me? Just random things like that. And it was really fascinating to me because I really thought that for the first time in a long time, I was able to think about death in a very clear, objective fashion. I was just looking at it as if I was standing apart from it and thinking about it and wondering about it, and not in a way, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. How could the universe do this to me? Or how could God do this to me? But, just like, oh, interesting. I could literally just die right now in this moment in time. I have this illness. No one knows that I'm here. Well, they know, but like they'll never be able to find me. They won't be able to find me for a long time or a while. At least a few days. And so it was quite fascinating because I was in one way kind of thinking to myself, yeah, I guess, it's okay. Like I've done everything I wanted to do. I don't have anything else that I want to accomplish. I'm fine if I die. On the other hand, I was like, shit, I really don't want to die. Actually, really, if I think about it, I love what I'm doing right now. I have more things I want to do with my life. I would really like to live. It's okay if I die. But I really, 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 really want to live. And, I want to kind of went back and forth between these two stances of, oh, I guess it's okay if I die. No, I don't really want to die. And as I was going through all that, I felt like I was kind of going through like a near-death experience. Not obviously as close to where someone actually dies and comes back to life. You read about it all the time and they see a light and all that stuff. Obviously not as close to that or even anything remotely like that. But I do feel like it felt very much like a near-death experience because I started questioning everything in my life, everything that I was doing, from the way I was dressing up to the way I was doing my hair. I got a big change in my haircut after. The way I was kind of taking care of myself, the foods I was eating, the kind of people I was hanging out with, the things I was doing with my time, the different obligations I had, a lot of them I kind of nixed after I got better because I didn't want to do it anymore. I realized I was just doing it because I was obligated to. And the way I was living my life, what are the things I was focusing on? What are the things I was spending my time on, my limited amount of time? And as you can imagine, I started kind of clearing out a lot of my schedule. I started removing a bunch of things. I did a lot of cleansing. I'm constantly cleansing my life because I constantly keep on adding random things and then removing them because I realize they're not, that I've grown up or I've changed my mind or it doesn't work anymore, whatever it might be. But then because of COVID, I started doing, as you can imagine, a humongous cleanse. I mean, a literal cleanse of everything. And I'm sitting here right now. It's been a month and a half. I got COVID tested positive on October 13th. Wow, not October 13th, September 13th. Yeah, September 13th, obviously. And so it's been a month and a half, and exactly a month and a half almost. And I am sitting here and I really literally feel like I've kind of gone through a complete reset, and I'm sitting here right now feeling like I've been reborn. And it might be, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but actually I really don't think so. I've literally been thinking for the last month and a half that I feel like I've been reborn. I feel like I'm in this body right now that is, almost 40 years old, but mentally, physically, spiritually, I feel like I've just been born. I feel like I'm like a newborn baby, and I've just kind of gone through like a complete reset of my body structure and my mental structure, spiritual structure. And I was talking to a few people about it, and they did say, a couple of people said, that COVID is the kind of virus that, I don't know that much about it, but it does affect a lot of your systems. Almost every part of your body, every structure in your body is affected by it. And I had some of the symptoms that were pretty harsh. I started having aches in my joints, and I had a terrible headache and a really high fever, and my entire body ached like crazy, but particularly my joints were so painful. And so I think I kind of had like a more severe version of it because I had it once already. Perhaps it was like, let's beat her even more. Either way, I felt like it cleansed me even more. It kind of like reset me even more than it would have otherwise. And so I really, as I said, I feel like I'm kind of a reborn, born again, not a born again Christian, but a born again human being. I feel like I'm kind of getting a new lease of life on life, or also kind of restarting in some ways, which feels really interesting and fascinating to me, because I'm sitting here and I'm questioning, as I said, everything, not even like big things, but just every little thing that I do. Why do I do this? Why do I move my foot here? And why do I sit like this? Why do I look at this? Why do I watch that? Why do I look like this? Why do I feel like this? Everything is being brought to question, because everything feels like I'm a newborn baby, and I'm like, why does it work like this? Why does it have to work like that? Why not some other way? And I really like it, because even though the whole being sick and alone in a country, all of that stuff wasn't fun, and dealing with almost near death wasn't fun, I do realize that it was, as I said, a very spiritual experience for me. And I am so grateful that I went through it, because I'm sitting here right now in this moment in time feeling so empowered and grateful, of course, to be alive. Actually really grateful that I have all these moments now to actually just live and be. I don't know how many more moments I have left, how many more weeks or months or years. I have no idea. But I am so grateful that I'm still here, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I can look around myself, I have my senses, I am still moving, I can still eat, all that stuff, I can still write, I can still do these videos, everything just gives me so much pleasure and joy, and so grateful that I'm still here. And just really happy that I got to go through this experience, to get this reset, to kind of cleanse everything out, to remove everything that was unnecessary, to move forward and upward, or forward, not upward, doesn't matter. And to realize like a lot of what I was doing was unimportant, and a lot of what I kind of focus on is unimportant, and a lot of what I worry about is extremely unimportant, and a lot of what I am anxious about is uselessly unimportant. And so I'm sitting here just to kind of share this with you, not because I'm like, oh, yay, let's everyone have COVID and do a reset. Obviously not. But I wanted to share this because I thought it was such an interesting thing. I never thought that, I'd get COVID and then kind of go through this kind of spiritual kind of experience. And also that I would be alive now to share it. So I'm really happy. And while I was going through it, I was like, if I make it through this thing, and once I have my energy back, I'd really like to talk to my YouTube channel listeners and followers about this. So I would love to hear from you if you've had COVID. I would love to know if you had this kind of experience as well, or similar, or what was your experience? And what do you think about my experience? Do you think I'm kind of just going crazy? Maybe I am. Probably I am, really. I'm getting older, and I'm sure there's something going on, like maybe there's like some kind of things going on in my head. They're screwy. Either way, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing, commenting. It's still on my channel. I know it's been a long time since I've been doing these videos. I feel like I've been doing them for an eternity now. And hopefully they're still as entertaining or interesting or useful to you as they were in the past. And I'd love to hear from you again. Thank you so much. I shall talk to you the next time around. Bye.